Well, we keep getting numbers thrown at us in terms of how many people have signed up for health insurance since Obamacare went into effect here. Let's try to narrow it down to California with our insurance expert Craig Gusson here and see if we can kind of get a snapshot of where we are right now. The latest number we heard, 1 million people had signed up for health insurance.
Yes.
That sounds like a rather rounded number to me.
It does. It's just, you know, they're at 980,000. They're going to pick it up. It'll probably end up being 1,200,000, 1,500,000.
But what does that really mean? 1,200,000, 1,500,000 have signed up. There's how many people in California?
In 2011, there were 37 million, almost 38 million people.
So 1 million people maybe have signed up. Of those people, do we know how many previously did not have health insurance?
No, that number hasn't really been
So these
mentioned.
could all be people who previously had insurance. So we're not getting the uninsured insured, which was the original goal. We don't know.
Well, I think what you're seeing, though, is that 1 million, 1,500,000 have gone on Medi-Cal, or you've transferred over from Medi-Cal to Medi-Cal. So I'm seeing in my practice a lot of people qualifying for Medi-Cal, or they're looking at the insurance and going, it just isn't worth it. And the people who had health insurance before are going to the new plan and saying, okay, I can afford so much money, what can I get? So I'm with you. I don't really see a big influx. I'm guessing maybe 10%.
Maybe.
Of new people.
Of the 10% of that million are new people?
10% of the million might be new people.
Wow.
But then again, you have all the Medi-Cal people, and my question is, who's going to end up paying for that? We're a state exchange, so within the next couple of years, California's on their own to cover all that. And that's a concern I have is, you got these numbers, you know, million. You and I have been talking for last year that, you know, how many people actually are going to pay for it, and we always said about 80%, and we were actually really close. It was between 80 and 85%. So again, you had 1 million people, 850,000 approximately have paid for it, but how many are actually going to keep it during a year? And a lot of people just, they're going to buy it, they're going to have their surgeries, they're going to say, oh, it's a great idea, and then they're going to go, I don't want to spend this money anymore, and they're going to stop paying it. And I see it happen all the time in the past years when people bought health insurance and then they decided, no, it's just too expensive because of the economy or whatever.
Now, that's something that's, I don't know if that's ever come into the discussion before. People that sign up, do and have it for a year and then say, oh, you know what, never mind. Nobody's talked about that. So, all right, well, let's talk specifically about some of the questions that some of the viewers have. Lisa from Encinitas says, I just applied for insurance. Does my insurance have to be approved by March 31st so I don't have to pay the fine?
All you have to do is submit an application. Once your application's in, if you submit it between now and April 1st, then you're going to be covered as of May 1st, and you won't pay a fine. Okay,
I will be getting on my company insurance in May. Can I just wait, buy it then, and avoid the fine/penalty? That's from Cassie in El Cajon.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I had that come up yesterday to me also, and the first thing I thought of is, well, let's think about that. But no, you have to have health insurance by April 1st.
So even if you know, if you're starting a new job and you're going to be eligible in a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, you have to go through the whole hassle of signing up for this government health insurance. Now, even though 3 months from now, you're going to switch to another plan that's paid for by your employer.
And we actually even looked in that and said, maybe we can get them a temporary plan, which doesn't fit the qualifications of the ACA, but it'll give you coverage. But because it doesn't fit the qualifications of the ACA, it won't count towards not having to pay the fine.
So yes, she has to get insurance is the answer. Okay,
yep.
I have Medi-Cal. Do I have to apply for health insurance by 3/31 of 14 by the end of this month? That's Mary in North Park.
That was a question actually that's been asked a lot lately, and you don't have to do anything. If you have Medi-Cal, they're going to move you over from Medi-Cal in 2013 to Medi-Cal 2014. In California, it's called Medicaid, but it's nationally it's called Medicaid. In California, it's Medi-Cal. No, you pretty much don't have to do anything. They may make you re-qualify just to make sure you're making enough money. You're not making too much to be kicked off it. But that's the big key. You need to look at your income, because if you're making too much money, you're going to get kicked off it. And if you do, then you can go to and get health insurance through Covered California anytime during the year. But again, come March 31st, nobody in America from that day on can buy health insurance unless it's a qualifying event such as that.
Okay. Craig Gusson, our insurance expert. So many questions. We'll just continue to keep having you back in.
More than happy to.
This may be a lifetime job.
For me, it is, yes.
Okay.
And what changes next?
Okay. Thanks, Craig.